Hello, hello, and welcome to Go Sage Yourself. I'm Samantha, an integrative wellness coach that works with the subconscious mind.
Wow, I'm Heidi. I'm a breathwork facilitator, a yoga teacher, and a spinal energetics practitioner.
Whoa.
Every day, something new.
I
Wow,
know.
we.
Yeah, so today we're going to start off having some fun and we're going to open the episode with something we always do, which is go saging ourselves.
Hey.
So we're going to bring out the sage for those of you tuning in. If you've heard this before, apologize. Just kidding. No apologies necessary. But we're going to bring out the sage stick, which is an herb that helps to clear any negative energy and align us. And it's also the meaning of wisdom, sage.
Smells so
So
good.
go
All
ahead
right,
and
so everyone can close down their eyes. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Let it out through the mouth. And I'll light you up.
light it up, light it up.
Light it up, light it up. I don't think that's how the song goes, but. And here we are, saging you, saging us, saging this podcast space and everything in between. Aho!
Namaste.
Namaste. Our podcast, for those of you just tuning in, is Sam and I, two unhinged sisters, circa, when were you born?
1985.
1985 and 1983. And we grew up, just doing the do. But our mom was super spiritual and we rebelled against it our whole lives. And then here we are, spiritual ourselves, both in healing professions. And so we thought it would be fun to just talk it out with you.
Yeah. Speaking of, we did start a little series called Group Chat. So if you want to send us a message about something that you are thinking about or want to discuss, send us a DM and we will talk about it as if we're your BFFs on the group chat.
Yeah, think like Dear Abby, but like unhinged spiritual edition.
Absolutely. So, anyways, I want to get started because I almost didn't
Yeah,
make it here because I went to this really hot yoga class, which you love the hot yoga, but it
love.
was so hard. And I just didn't know how I was going to get through the rest of the week.
But did you die?
No, I didn't die, but I almost died. It's so hot in those yoga classes.
It's so hot, but it's so good. You just like sweat out every last morsel of like what needs to leave your body. It's my favorite thing to do.
Do you think you sweat out cells?
What?
Remember when we were in Alaska with our mom and I asked if there was any wildlife on the glacier?
Yeah, that was so ridiculous. We
But I
were
think
up in
that's
a helicopter and like Sam just wanted to use that little microphone thing. So literally she was like finding anything to say in the microphone, like, "Do you like goldfish?" And
that's a
then
good question to the pilot.
listen, and then she asked if there was any sea life on the glacier. Like it's a frozen solid glacier. But what did he say? Like, is there? What if,
Oh, you really
wait,
wanted to know.
because what
Do
about
you
like
know? Do you know if there's sea life on the
what
glacier?
about like polar bears and whales?
Exactly. I think I'm going to ask ChatGPT if
I
there's
don't
sea
think
life.
whales live in glaciers though.
I
Do
just typed
they?
it. Is there sea life on a glacier?
No.
Yes.
What?
But not in a way people's usually imagine. There's life living in and on the ice, microbes, bacteria, and algae.
Oh, Samantha, that is not okay. So back to your question about your cells, like going through your pores in the hot yoga. That's what you're talking about, like mitochondria.
Yeah.
Remember, like the cycle of a cell? Like, were you in AP Bio?
No.
I was in AP Environmental Science, but I think I like fell asleep. I think I just took it so it looked good on my college transcripts, and then once I got into college, I like stopped caring and like fell asleep in class.
But remember when I was at University of Florida? and you told me, I asked you what class I should take, and you told me I should take as my freshman year oceanography. And it was
Yeah.
literally the hardest class I had to take. In fact, the professor came over and was like, I'm going to help you out because only people that actually want to be like oceanographers are in this class.
Well, maybe you wanted to be an oceanographer.
I did learn about plate tectonics though, and it was really cool.
Plate tectonics are so cool.
The earth is really cool. So
Yeah, I love the earth.
I love the earth. So today we're talking about the courage to do things and the understanding of, but did you die? So
Yeah.
really like checking in with the statement that I always go back to of, but did you die? So
Yeah.
where does that even come from? What is that?
But Did You Die, I think became popular from the movies. I think it was the Hangover movies when they like did something totally cray cray and then they said, but did you die? And then everyone just started saying it. But it's true because here's the thing, you need to sometimes be cracked open and feel like you're going to die in order to find what's on the other side, which is the gift. And unless you're willing to walk through that fire, you're not going to make it out to see what the gift is on the other side.
Have you ever walked on fire?
Like a fire ceremony? No.
Just walked on fire.
Like for funsies?
Yeah, we should do it next time.
No, that's a no. Jordan, my husband, he works with feet and ankles, feet. And he said someone came in to see him with terrible burns all over the bottom of their feet because they went to one of these like fire
Oh
walking
my
ceremonies.
God.
Yeah, yeah.
But did he die?
He did not die, but he could not walk. So there's
So,
that.
so there's the thing, guys. If you just want to experiment with things and if you didn't die, YOLO.
Okay, but like, where's the line here?
Well, that's what we're going to explore together because
Okay.
courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the ability to do it anyways. I love that
Yeah.
perspective. So it
Can you
becomes
just say
really
that one more time a little slower?
courage isn't the absence of fear, but the ability to walk through fear and do it anyways.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
without fear, you don't really have courage. Like
No.
it's like, what am I going to just like do something and then like be courageous? Like I'm going to drink
Right.
my water bottle and I'm courageous.
No, queen.
No, but if I was in the Amazon and I didn't have a tablet to like make my water clear from bacteria,
What?
that might be courageous.
Yeah, you would die.
Maybe I wouldn't die because I needed to drink water and I'm on Survivor.
What about the mitochondria?
That has nothing to do with this. So, anyways,
So where have you been in a situation where you felt like you were going to die and then something happened where
yeah,
you
I'm
came
gonna
out of,
tell you a story about that.
I can't
So
wait.
okay, well, one time, twice I've been skydiving, which I would never do again just because I've already done it twice.
Oh,
I don't want to do it again. I'm good. So when
okay.
I went on my second time, I was with all these friends and we were going to go on this like rinky dink plane and go up to go skydiving. Well, right before we went, this kid who I was friends with, who what the only person who wasn't going skydiving, came in and said, I have a premonition that someone's going to die from this.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
No. So obviously
Were you like, it's me, I'm going to die?
I was just like, I wonder who it is, and I hope it's not me because I already committed and paid my deposit.
Yeah, once you pay, forget about it.
I'm not going to ruin that money, you know?
That's
Like
expensive too.
I can't get that back. So I was like, okay, I'm committed. And so, anyways, we get in this plane. It's literally more scary than if you jump out of it because these planes have no doors and you're like
Yeah,
going up so slowly. And it's like basically the plane is falling apart. And yeah, it's crazy.
no.
But I knew that like I couldn't just tell them I'm going to go back down and I don't want to die. So I jumped out and it was so thrilling. And then when I got to the bottom, I didn't die. So obviously that's courage and I was fearful and the truth is that no one died so he was wrong.
He was wrong.
Yeah.
But maybe
So
a piece of something died in you, right?
yeah, so metaphorically that's so
Yeah.
true. But have you ever died in like a dream?
I think if you die in a dream, you die in real life.
No, but what if you're just like watching you die?
I
Like have you
I
ever
think you die in real life if you die in a dream.
No, because I've had like experiences where like I've like fallen in an elevator or done something that like
Yeah, but you
I
didn't die. You wake up before you die.
oh.
Like if you pee in your dream, you pee in real life.
Have you ever done that?
I haven't,
I
but
have.
you peed in your bed?
Well, I'll tell you the story. One time I was in Hawaii, and whenever you would go hiking, you would go into the like lakes or not lakes, like river pools and things like that,
Yeah.
and you would pee. And so I would always be peeing. Like anytime I had the opportunity to go in there, I was like, well, why not pee?
Like in the river?
No, in these like swimming holes.
Do you pee in pools?
No, I don't actually.
I do.
I know. If you're ever in a pool with Heidi or her kids for that matter,
No,
you
well,
better know. No,
do
your kids,
they?
yes.
Oh.
So
Just like,
anything.
why should you go out? There's already chlorine in there.
That's disgusting. I don't want to be swimming in someone's pee.
But it's
So
chlorine. It
no,
filters it out or
no, no,
whatever.
that's disgusting. Anyways, so I would always pee like every minute, like, because I was hiking and doing all these things. So then I
You
like,
think that's
obviously,
better? You're peeing in a little hole of water that doesn't have any chemicals in it to kill the bacteria, and then other people are probably drinking that water because they're so
no,
thirsty on Survivor.
it has protein in my
Your
urine.
pee?
Actually, when I used to get my pee tested, if at the doctor, they would tell me I have protein in my urine.
I think that's different. It's not like protein that's going to make you have muscles. That's like bad.
Well, anyways, I did that. So then one night I was sleeping and I thought I was swimming and I started peeing and I woke up really immediately and was like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Yeah.
And
I
that was
think
it.
that happens to people. And like you can have orgasms in your dream and then you have them in real life.
What?
Yeah, that's never happened to you. It's like the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Kidding me right now?
No, that's
Um,
never, it's like a wet dream for a man.
okay,
You've never had one?
no, but now I kind of wish I did.
Honestly, it's the best. You don't have to do anything and you just wake up and you're like, ah, that was so nice.
How often does this happen to
It's
you?
very rare is the problem. I've maybe had like three my whole life.
Okay, well, I just chat GPT'd if you die in a dream, do you die in real life? And they
Yeah.
said no.
I disagree. That ChatGPT doesn't always know what's right.
I'm gonna also ask them if you have protein in your urine.
Okay, this is
And
not a ChatGPT Q&A, okay? Let's calm down here.
okay,
I'm
fine.
going to share a story about when I thought I was going to die. So, when I was in college, I was having a lot of challenges.
To say the least.
Lots of drinking, lots of drugs, lots of rock and roll, all the things. And so my best friend, shout out,
You
I
shouted out her
listen. Can I
already.
say what?
Every episode you're gonna shout her out.
Not
Has she been
everyone, just
listening to these episodes?
she said she listened to one.
We're not
Anyways,
shouting her
she
out
called my
anymore.
mother and was like, "You need to figure out something to do with Heidi." So instead of sending me like to rehab for all the things, they sent me to a pilgrimage in Peru with the shaman
That's normal.
because that's normal. And so I went around Peru doing plant medicine and going to sweat lodges. And when I was in this sweat lodge, I did not know what to expect.
What was the shaman's name again?
Don Victor.
That's right.
Yeah. And so I went in, we all had to get naked. Okay. You didn't know
How
this?
old were you?
I was in, I think I just celebrated my 21st
Oh,
birthday.
at least you were legal.
Yeah. I remember this guy, you had to crawl in, right? Like it's a little tent. Okay. And I had to crawl in after this man and his big balls were in my face.
Are you kidding me? Were they hairy?
They were hairy and they had little dots on them. I think he had an STD.
Those are called sebaceous papules.
What? How do you know that? Oh my God. What is that? Do you have them?
No, but I know about them.
How?
I think I studied them in
In
human,
oceanography?
no, in the human biology thing.
Oh, okay. I did not, well, whatever. Anyways, so I crawled in naked with all these people into this sweat into this little tent and then there's these like Peruvian shamans in there in this little village and they shut the door so you're in there. It's all dark. We're
God,
to be
you're
to
claustrophobic.
Yeah, I am. This is probably why. And then they have these coals in the middle and they keep pouring water over the coals so it steams up the whole tent and gets it really, really hot. And you think you're going to literally die. And listen to this, they brought in a woman and with her baby, she brought in and was crying. I don't know
What?
why. It was like for their
That's
village,
so
that's what they
fucked up.
do. I know. But that's like their
But
culture.
did the baby die?
Baby did not die. Maybe it was sick or something, like how we take babies into showers.
I don't take my baby into the shower.
You know, like when it had like a cough?
I just put the vaporizer on. It was fine.
Okay. Well, when they didn't have Amazon. So,
That's fair.
anyways, so I was there and I was literally thought I was going to die in there. And so what I did was I put my cheek, I figured out that the coldest place that you could go
It's on
was,
the man's balls.
thank God, no, was on the earth because you're like on the earth, like on the ground. And so I would just keep putting my cheek down to the like dirt on the dirt. And I was like, Mother Earth, I love you, Mother Earth, please
Were you
save
really
me.
saying that?
Yeah, I was like, don't let me fucking die here, Mother Earth. I swear I'll do whatever you want from me. Like I will like give you my firstborn. And so and I think like to the point is when you're faced with those kind of situations where you feel like you're going to die, it forces you to be able to have faith in whatever is and whatever that means to you. So you're forced to go to a place where it's like, I like, there's nothing else for me to do but trust that this is going to work out exactly how it's meant to. And I'm going to stay connected and open to that part so that I can come out of this on the other side.
But what happened to the man with the big balls?
He was, I think his name was Rick.
Rick, Rick, if you're listening to this,
Let us know how your balls are.
yeah, that's very interesting
Yeah,
concept. I've heard of it being called ego death.
right.
Have you heard of that?
Yeah, say
Yeah, so
more.
so it's basically when the ego has to die for you to be able to really step into your spirit and recognize that it can overcome that, except for if you do die, then it didn't overcome it and you're dead.
What?
It's true.
What do you mean?
If you're dead, you didn't overcome the ego, you died. Well,
If you're,
actually, I guess you did in a sense because you're spiritual now. Anyways, I have to tell you a funny story actually. So
okay.
last night, Cameron was like talking about all these things. He was like, and then in my next life, what if I don't have you as a mom? And I was like, well, we're always connected as spirits. Like it's, it's fine. I'll find you in the next life. And he's like, okay, well, I don't want to come back and be connected with the guy who brought over iguanas to this earth
What?
because he doesn't like iguanas. And he basically was like, please stay me away from iguanas. What is going on with your dog?
The Amazon truck is here. He hates Amazon.
Well, he needs to get with the program because
Well, it's his programming. He's like everyone else, he's programmed and then he receives information and then he thinks he's doing a good job. So listen to this is so interesting because I was like, how the fuck do I get my dog to stop barking all the time? And
yeah,
it
you have to
said
figure
that
it out.
he basically what happens is he barks, he thinks he's protecting the house. The Amazon truck comes, it drops it off, he barks, barks, barks. The Amazon truck leaves and he thinks like, "Oh, I did a really good job. I made the Amazon truck going away by barking." So now in his subconscious mind, he realizes that by barking that this guy leaves my house that I'm trying to protect. Do
Maybe I should
dogs have a subconscious mind?
you won't let me go on ChatGPT again, so I
No.
can't find out. So
Just
I
make
don't
a
know.
guess.
I don't think so.
Why? Because they can't see colors.
I don't think they have a subconscious mind. First of all, how do we know that dogs can't see? Oh, I guess they did some tests. So fine.
What did they
But
ask them? Like, what color is
no, but
this?
I think that they like showed them something that was green and then they couldn't tell the difference
Between what?
between the green and the red apple.
What? They were like, same apple, same. That
I don't
makes
know.
no sense.
No, it doesn't make any sense. So I'm not really sure. I don't think they have a subconscious mind, but I do think something that I learned in NLP is like we all run
What's
programs.
NLP?
NLP is neuro linguistic programming, and it's all about how we do certain things in a program state. So, like, you could be really programmed to, you could have a program running for like how you deal with traffic or how you do certain things in your life. And some of them work really well and some of them don't. And so typically when you study these people and their processes, you can actually gain a lot of information. For example, like I don't mind being in traffic. And if you ask me why, I have a reason for that. So, like, if you broke it down and asked me, it's like, oh, well, because it slows me down. And then I can listen to a podcast or mute, like all this other
Yeah.
stuff. So, someone who doesn't experience that might then say, okay, well, that's actually a really good program. I'm going to try that. I'm going to like realize that this is slowing me down and I can listen to so that's it. And so basically, for you, just like you were talking about, the dog is running a program and
Yeah.
the program works for him because he sees it in that way.
Can you
And
give him
if
hypnotherapy?
he
I
doesn't work, you need to give him the e-collar and just buzz him
Zzz.
and then he'll stop.
Okay.
Maybe we should have e-collars for people. So, just kidding. Just kidding. So
But
it's
are you?
so basically, it's all about expansion. So if it doesn't shrink you, then it expands you,
But
right?
that's your choice to make. Like you
Right, that's
can't
true.
you can't you can't decide what is happening to you in this world, meaning the events that are happening, the relationships that you
You can
brought in
kind of
as a
control them.
mirror. You think so? I don't.
What if you're like a monk on a hill?
I mean, to be honest, I think monks have it easy. I think we as humans who are choosing to live in this hustle bustle world, it's way harder for us to live a spiritual life than a monk who's not running up against his triggers and mirrors every two
Don't you
seconds.
think it's boring? Like if you were sitting there on the top of a hill just watching all the people and being like, oh,
Is that what they do? Say, oh,
yeah.
I mean,
I went to what do they call those? Yoga
ashram
ashrams. And that's what they did.
in India.
No, in
Where in
Bahamas.
Delray Beach?
No, in the Bahamas.
They have ashrams in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
Oh, the cult you were in? I don't think that counts, Samantha.
It wasn't a cult. I went for a couple of days and they did make you drink the Kool-Aid. And then basically they turned your phone off, like all the Wi-Fi in the whole area, they turned off for a certain period of time. So you had no access to the outside world.
Okay.
I didn't drink the Kool-Aid. I actually escaped every night to Atlantis to get some real food because
Oh
the food
my
was
God.
awful. So namaste.
Namaste.
So, anyways, I want to talk about some tools that are really helpful to people when they're in circumstances where it feels like you're going to die, or maybe it's really challenging to move through something, but you have to do it anyways.
Yeah.
So some of the tools that I like to use, or I think are helpful, is just going into what I call the 24-hour survival check, which is basically like checking in with yourself and saying, will this matter in 24 hours? Like, how much of an impact does this have? I think it's a little tricky because, like, if you're asking, okay, I'm gonna go in a sweat lodge with someone's sweaty balls in front of me, will that matter in 24 hours? Actually, maybe it won't, but if you're jumping out of a plane, that could matter in 24
You could be
hours.
dead.
Right. So you might then do like the worst case scenario, and maybe like then think about what you would do if like you had to sit next to the balls man
I don't
or
like worst case. So why are you thinking about worst case scenarios? That's a terrible advice.
yeah, that's true. I don't really like to think maybe the opposite of a worst case scenario, like instead
Like,
of
what's
like
the
what if I
best that could happen?
yeah, like what if I fall, but what if you fly?
Wah, wah, caw, caw.
Okay. So that's one of the things. What are some of the tools that you use?
Yeah, so I feel like this is my whole life lately because I've just made a huge shift where I was a special educator for the past 20 years and I decided to leave my whole career and jump into something new, which is breath work and spinal energetics and teaching yoga.
Yoga. We already know that from the beginning of the podcast.
Okay, well, I'm just reminding our
Just kidding. I love it. I
listeners.
love it. I do. And how
And so I literally like every time I had to go and do like teach a yoga class, I thought I was going to throw up on everyone and have diarrhea on them. But I didn't. And
did you fart?
so I didn't fart. I didn't even fart on them.
Oh, good.
You're welcome. But what I think was important is, and so for me, like I'm the type of person who likes to canvas. So I'm like, what's gonna, like I ask every single person, what do you think I should do? Should it, like before I was making the decision, I was like, what do you think I should do? Should I stay? Should I go? Should I go part-time? What are my choices? What would you do? Blah, 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 blah. And that just made me more confused.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's helpful because I know like what resonates when people will say something and in my body, I feel like, oh, that's a yes for me too. But what I'm starting to realize and what I'm starting to practice more is to just sit with myself and see what comes up and stay with those feelings. Because I think what often happens is when you're in those scenarios where you feel like you're going to die or you're up against a big decision or you're trying to figure something out, is that there's a part of you that needs to be seen, heard, and witnessed in order to figure out what you need. And I think often we push that part down to just make the decision from our head. But if we drop down into the body, then we can figure out what we actually want. And there's no wrong decision. There's only the decision. There's no failure. There's only feedback. So,
That's my line. Something I like to do that also is just really like, because sometimes the decision is not necessarily the outcome. Like it's really just about making the decision and then
yeah,
seeing what comes afterwards.
right.
So if you're like kind of your butt's on two chairs, then you can't really feel what it's like and on one chair to see if it's actually comfortable. So
Right,
it
that's
becomes
so good. I love that.
yeah, so it becomes important to just like put your butt on one chair. So like I find that it's really easy for me to like mull over and like even sitting with myself sometimes I'm just like I don't know, like this feels right, but then as soon as I get out of the meditation I'm like is that right? Like I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's
But then
fair.
but what I do is I just say okay, make a decision and then turn it over and show me which way to go. So and then sometimes in that decision like I'd taken this hypnotherapy course like one for this the first time and I didn't really love it. And so, but it helped me to understand what I did love. And then I took another hypnotherapy class and I was like, oh, okay, this is what it makes sense. And I also like met a lot of friends in that first one.
Yeah,
So I think the point is like pick a chair. There are no wrong answers and sit in it. And then you can make the next decision.
yeah. I think like just because you walk in the room doesn't mean you have to stay in the room.
Right. You always have choices. Sometimes
Yeah.
you do. I mean, you walked in that sweat lodge and you had to stay. They closed the door on you.
I think I could have like gotten out if I really wanted to, but I was like, I'm not gonna get out of here. Like I'm gonna stay.
I'm, I
But
think, I think that's amazing. And you
But I
really
think you're right. Like you weren't in the hypnosis class because that's what you were supposed to use. You were there to like meet your new best friend or eat saltines in the back of the room or whatever.
They weren't saltines.
What were they?
They were avocado oil kettle chips from Costco.
And they're very crunchy.
They are, and they're really good. So,
Um,
okay. Are you ready to play our game, or do you have any other like information that we would like to know?
I just will share that some like it's really hard for me to sit and meditate. So I'm like a writer and I do my morning pages and I write, write, write. And so a lot of the times I think it's helpful for me to just like brain dump because like nobody wants to hear me every day except Helene. I call her every morning and that's our mother. And I say, like, ask her the same thing over and over again. And so, like,
You
instead,
do
maybe
that to me too,
I do it. Yeah, you're welcome.
and you do it to your husband, I'm assuming.
Yeah, pretty much. And so, but now I'm also asking my children, I like pretend it's an exercise. I'm like, what would you guys do if you had
Oh,
these two decisions in front of you?
what do they say?
Um,
Are they helpful?
yeah, sometimes because they like don't have the societal constructs as
Mm,
deep as we have. So they
right.
like give a more heartfelt answer. But anyways, all that to say like just getting dumping, writing it out and also like you don't have to make the decision right away. I'm an emotional authority in human design, so I need to let myself like go through all the emotional roller coaster of the decision before I land on something. And how I usually know it's right is that there's no charge anymore. Like I'm not feeling like, oh my God, I have to sign up for this thing right now, even though it's $10,000 and I like don't know if that's the right decision, and but I need to do it right now because the window's going to close. Like if that's the way I'm feeling about it, if that's the anxious energy behind it, then it's probably not the right choice. And so noticing the charge and the energy behind things, I think, is also helpful.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. So thanks for sharing. I have two options for games today. We had one in mind, but I want to suggest another one and you can tell me what your thoughts are. So the first
Okay.
one is unhinged do or die scenarios.
Yeah.
So we can look at that. The other one is would you rather do or die? So would you rather play do or die, or would you rather play unhinged do or die scenarios?
You literally just said the same thing twice. I'm so confused.
One is would you rather. The other one is just unhinged scenarios and
Yeah, and then you
talking.
decide would you do them or would you die?
Oh, okay. Okay. So
So is it not the same?
no, because mine is just would you rather? Like, would you
Okay,
rather this
fine.
or would you rather that? No, we
Fine,
can do,
go. We'll
we
do
can,
some of each. You go
okay.
first.
Okay. Would you rather trip in public and pretend it didn't happen or trip in public and say, I'm fine, way too loud?
That is dumb.
Um, would you rather realize that your mic was on during Zoom and you're peeing in a group,
Uh-huh.
or would you rather um have your camera on and you don't realize, and then your husband walks in the background naked with his penis hanging out?
I think
That is a good
obviously,
one.
I think no, that is obvious. You rather pee than have everyone see your husband's penis.
Maybe they didn't notice though. A lot of people are not paying attention in those like group Zooms, you know?
Yeah, okay. Okay. Do or
Okay.
die.
That
Would
was a really good one.
that was meh. Okay. So do or die.
Yeah.
Say this is boring me in real time to someone's face. Do.
Um, yeah, for sure. I'd rather just tell someone that it's boring. And I feel like I do that, and so do you.
Same. Honestly, I only want friends that I could like be in conversations with and like stop them in the middle and be like, I'm bored, let's move on.
Yeah.
Okay. Do or die. Trust the impulse that feels a little unwell, but very alive. Like no matter what it is. Would you do it or would you die?
Tr trust
Yeah, would
the
you like follow that impulse that's like a little unhinged?
I I would, but I also think like that's what leads to people going like starting going to cults.
What?
Yeah, like for example, did you ever see that Osho documentary where everyone all of a sudden was like, this feels really good in me, and now I'm going to go to this place called the backcountry, and I'm going to start giving away all of my belongings to these people, and I'm going to dance naked, and I'm going to like have orgies, and then all of a sudden realize that Osho is just stealing all my money and he doesn't really care.
But let's just talk about that for 1 second, because the only bad thing I heard you say is that he took their money. But if he didn't, then would that be fine?
I mean, if you did that, I would kind of be like, can you come back to our family? Like, why are you like trying to like live in this like compound where everyone's having sex with each other?
Well, minus like the sex part, because I'm like very tired. Would all the other parts, like what if they just all hung out and like shared all their things and just like did a farm together?
That's
Like
different. That's like a like
a good
cohabitating farm.
cult.
Right. That's like what do they call those things? Kibbutz. Like I would be part of a kibbutz,
You don't
but
think
I
a kibbutz is culty?
no, because they're not making you like do these things. They're just like, please keep up with the farm. They're not like, please sell all your belongings and come here and never talk to your family and then invite homeless people here because we have to like take care of them.
Oh, so
Anyways,
it's like the recruitment factor for you.
yeah. Would you rather realize that you've been calling someone the wrong name for years
Ooh,
or introduce two people who already hate each other?
I'd rather introduce people. I'm so embarrassed when I don't know people's names. It's so hard.
I never remember people's names.
How do you remember people's names?
I actually know this because one time I went to this event because I used to work in the events field. And there was this guy and he literally knew everyone's name. And I was like, how do you know everyone's name? And what he told me was that you have to say it 3 times. So for example, if I was meeting you, I would be like, oh, Heidi, like it was really nice to meet you. We'll have to touch base again, Heidi, because it was a great time. And tell me more, Heidi, about what you do. Like, like whatever, you just keep repeating the same name.
Okay.
And that way you can it can go in your memory. I tried that. I found that it's really challenging because it still escapes me. So I asked someone else and they told me to like think about like someone I let's say I would have your name and then I would think like Heidi, hey, Heidi ho, wiggly wiggly woggly whoa. And
Yeah.
then I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna remember that.
I have a whole list of in my phone app thing in the notes to try and remember people's names, but they're all like a little unhinged. Like it says like Samantha, lazy eye. And then it says like Kevin, hairy back, loud mouth breather.
Is Kevin listening?
I made up the names, but these are real people. And then it says like, yeah, so because at yoga, like these people walk in and they think you remember all their names. And like I do, but I also, there's so many that it's hard. So I often will like write a little description, but it has to be like very weird in order for me to remember it,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
Like if you don't have a lazy eye or like if your hair isn't purple or if you don't have like a very hairy back or like a distinguishing like teardrop tattoo on your face, then it's very hard to remember the names.
I agree. So I think that is a good place to end. Do you?
Yeah. But did you die? So the moral of the story here is find the things that scare you. Fear is excitement without the breath. And so when you meet those things that scare you and you approach them with curiosity and you meet them with the intention of moving beyond to explore what gift is there for you, then that is the magic of why we're here.
Yeah, because most things don't scare us. I mean, most things, most
What?
things, most things that scare us don't want us to die. And
Yeah.
so far, we survived.
So far.
We didn't die yet.
You know what I think is also so miraculous that we like keep our children and our dog children and animal children alive.
I think that every day. When they
Like
hand you
how?
them from the hospital and are like, okay, like keep them alive. I'm like, are you crazy? Like, I can't keep a plant alive.
Yeah, well,
Somehow
plants are harder to keep alive.
they don't talk. Yeah. So thank you for listening, viewers and listeners. We hope you enjoyed this podcast. And if you have any questions or feedback for us, we'd love for you to drop it below and follow us on Instagram. And we don't have a Facebook.
Follow, share, like, subscribe.
Yeah. Don't forget, you can always go sage yourself.
Until next week.
No, we're off for 2 weeks.
Oh, we're off for two. No, we should record together when we're together at home.